Welcome to the European Gymnastics Championships taking place in Leipzig in Germany. It's Matt Baker here, sitting alongside Christine Still and Craig Heap. We're commentating to you from sunny Salford, so we didn't get the trip out to Germany, but we're all very excited about what's to come this afternoon. Now, this afternoon we're going to have coverage of the mixed team final. It's a new event in the world of gymnastics, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. But first, let's bring you up to date with what's been happening out in Germany as the finalists for this mixed team competition enter into the arena in Leipzig. Now, yesterday, the men's team for Great Britain were crowned European champions in the team final. The team was made up of Olympic medalists Jake Jarman and Harry Hepworth, also double European floor champion Luke Whitehouse, and two newcomers to the senior squad, Jonas Rushworth and Jamie Lewis. Now, they finished ahead of Switzerland, who took the silver, and Italy, who clinched the bronze medal. But the last time the British men won the title was back in 2022. They're back on top, Craig, with well, a relatively young team, but it's full of energy.
It is, absolutely, and the post-competition interview yesterday, the lads were talking about this incredible training camp they'd had by recently appointed head national coach Barry Colley and the team of coaches there. They were absolutely pumped up for it, and I think what's really impressive, if you look at Courtney Tulloch back in the team, unfortunately just missed out on getting the Olympic team last year, but that longevity and the depth of experience within the team really counts. So you've got some really experienced gymnasts helping and guiding this young team. I mean, absolutely fantastic result for them to get the title back to Great Britain.
Yeah, absolutely, and they got themselves some finals too in the qualification round. Luke Whitehouse and Jamie Lewis will be competing in the men's all-around final. On floor, we've got Harry Hepworth and Luke Whitehouse rings. Harry got a final there alongside Courtney Tulloch. As far as vault is concerned, Jake Jarman made the final for that, as did Harry Hepworth. And on parallel bars, we were just talking about Courtney Tulloch there, Craig. We're going to be able to see Courtney swinging the P-bars. On the women's side, that was a team made up of Ali Elite, alongside Ruby Stacey, Emily Roper and Frankie Stone, and Ruby Evans. Now, Ruby Evans qualified, Chris, for floor and the all-round competition. Relatively young gymnast, but with more experience than the others, really.
Yes, Ruby's just the one gymnast who was representing Great Britain in the Olympics in Paris, who's competing at this championships, and she really led the team extremely well. She hasn't been seen very much in competition this year, but she's gradually pushing herself back into her top form, and she's qualified for the all-around final and as part of our mixed team here. She's
going to be on shore today alongside Jake Jarman. Very, very excited about what we're going to see here. You don't often see male and female gymnasts competing or even training or even entering the arena at the same time. Well, that's what this afternoon is all about, because we are going to indulge in the mixed team event where men and women compete against each other. Now, this is a brand new format. It's a world first, and it is on trial really at these European Championships. It's all in preparation for the LA 28 Olympic Games. Now, if we can, if you bear with me, I'll try and run you through the format of this. In a nutshell, this is two gymnasts per nation, one man and one woman, competing together on 3 pieces of apparatus each, and then they combine their scores. So the men in each pair compete on the floor, the P-bars and the high bar, and the women in each pair compete on the vault, the beam and the floor. Now, each team is made up of the top scoring men and the top scoring women from qualification on those 3 apparatus. You can see here Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans coming out, and listen to that reception. Fantastic for the British team, and what a moment, making history here in this brand new final. So the exciting thing is, right, this is a knockout competition, and it happens over 4 rounds. Round 1 has 16 teams, and the top 8 then move on to the next round. In round 2, those 8 then are knocked down to 4, round 3 is what they're calling a bronze medal match. So there's only 2 teams competing in this third round. One will take the bronze, the other leaves with nothing. And then the last round is the gold medal match between the last 2 remaining teams. One gets the silver, the other will be crowned the first ever mixed team champion. So really, I mean, tactics are everything here, as both the male and the female gymnasts decide which piece they want to perform in each round. They can't do the same piece twice, and none of the scores are carried over from round to round. So it's exciting. Really, I mean, it's quite interesting. It's like acrobatic poker.
Yeah, or it's a knockout in gymnastics, absolutely. And we were discussing why would you go in that order? Do you want to save, you know, your best piece till last, but hope you can do your worst piece first? And if you get knocked out, then you've made the big mistake. I'm looking at some of the scores, and some of the nations have decided to work the worst piece first.
Yep.
GB look like they're going out strong first. I mean, the reality is, if you get into the final for the gold and silver playoff, if you fall, the worst you've got is a silver.
Yes.
You know, so our team's looking at that and going for that. Again, this is a world's first, so it is going to be really exciting and interesting to see how the gymnasts cope with it, Christine.
Well, I think, interestingly, Chris, it is who's making the decisions here? Is it the tacticians behind the scenes, the managers of the team, or is it down to the gymnasts themselves? How would you play it if you were coaching this event?
Well, I think you would ask the gymnasts how they feel about it. You'd take opinion from all round, but the person who will make the decision will be the national coach. And for Great Britain, we've got brand new national coaches, Barry Colley for the men and Martine George for the women. So this is their first major championships since the change of personnel after the Paris Olympics. So it's interesting. Actually, one of the things is, even from top to bottom, when you're just talking about one piece for the women, one for the men, there's not like 10 marks in it. They are quite compressed, so that if you don't work your best piece early on and you make a mistake, you are really in real danger of being eliminated in the first round. So I think everybody's going to be a bit cautious about that.
I think what's really good about this is for the lesser nations that struggle to have a team in the team event that don't have the depth. You know, we've seen nations with 1 or 2 outstanding male and female gymnasts, but not good enough to make a team. So actually, there might be a place for this. I'm looking there. I mean, somebody is warming up beam. I mean, for me,
I'd get it out of the way, wouldn't you? I'd get it out of the way.
Yeah, but you could be leaving the arena if you fall off. You're done.
Yeah, but imagine if you're in with a shout of getting your in your sort of the next round. I wouldn't save it for the next round.
Last round.
I'd get it out of the way. No, and then the last round. Yeah.
I go last, because if you're in the playoff for gold and silver and you fall, you're guaranteed a silver. So it's. I mean, we've been talking about this all morning. It'd be really interesting to see what the viewers think about it.
Could you do a worse beam routine and still get through into the top 8?
You're much more likely to fall off beam a couple of times if you're rattled.
Yeah.
And so then you can plummet from able to score a 13 down to a 10 quite easily. But I think... I think they will want to settle into the arena. That's the other thing. You'll want to settle into the arena, get onto a piece that you're fairly comfortable with. The other thing is that although all gymnastics is, you know, you start with a difficulty score, you add your difficulty, and you start from 10 marks. The way they're judged, you can, if you are very good on beam, score quite a bit more than, say, most people can score on floor. Floor is a very difficult piece of apparatus to score a lot of marks on. Vault, however, is one of the easiest to be consistent on. So I think there'll be quite a bit of politics in how they play it.
I agree, and also the consistency will be the key. But if you make a bad decision early on, Chris, I think that you could pay for it later in the competition. I mean, it is going to be really interesting. And I think the interesting thing is as well, we are not going to be seeing the scores from what I've been led to believe. So you'll have 16 teams compete with no scoring. And then it'll be, these are the ones we've selected with the best scores. So I'm not sure how accurate that is, Matt, about are they keeping the scores till the halfway point, till the end of round one?
Well, I think it's to the end, Craig, isn't it, of round one? I think it's going to be a bit of a Strictly Come Dancing reveal at the end of it.
Certainly, I mean, the only way you're going to tell an absolute score is if a gymnast falls and you know that's a full mark and it's not good.
So, looks like warm-up might be finished.
So it looks like it's going to vault. Trying to pick this gymnast out. I've got lots of names in front of me. Here we go. First gymnast to get this mixed final underway.
And a very nice handspring pike front somersault. Tiny bit of error on the bent legs. It's a pike front. Here we are, the Turkish gymnast. She blocks well on the front of the platform here. Hands get in fast. Block up into 1.5 front somersault. Clean, just a little hop to the side, which will lose a couple of points.
Yeah, 0.3 for hopping out of the landing area for Zavra Naspasi of Turkey.
So the first gymnast goes. The score is a mystery. The coach will be given the difficulty score.
Maria Drobniak of Poland.
And she starts with a very strong full twisting double back. Lots of marks given for artistry as well as landings. Oh, she just about kept those feet in. Very nice double pike back somersault. Super extension through the feet on the chassés and lift into the leaps. That was a very good full turning split leap. Here's the forward tumble, handspring, full twisting front. You have to include forward and backward tumbles. Final tumble coming up. Here we go. Big double tuck. Very good landing that time. Well extended, lovely split to ring. Very complete floor routine, not huge difficulty, but great performance.
Drobniak then for Poland finishes on floor, and Azali scores a 12.1 for Turkey. Turkey. Yeah, so Adam Azil, her partner, will be going next, and there he is. And he's opted to go for parallel bars for his first piece of apparatus. My European all-around champion, 26 years old now, Adam Azil. And their score from this first round will be added together, hoping to progress to the second round. So handy on this piece of apparatus is Adam Azil.
He was just a little bit short on that under somersault. Gymnasts have to really lock out and finish in the handstand. All-round champion a couple of years ago. Oh! And that's where he should have ended up with straight arms. Dropped down into upper arms, so that won't get the same difficulty. Again, this unusual format will take the gymnasts a bit just to get used to. Double front on the dismount, but it had a few mistakes. He'll add that to the 12.1 and see where it puts them.
It's a good, I tell you, it's interesting. It brings an interesting element of camaraderie in this. You could see his teammate there, Nasley, was cheering him on. It's so wonderful to see the men and women working together, Chris.
No, it is. It's great. And, well, at least we've had one surprise today. We are going to have the scores, which will make it a lot easier to understand and a lot more exciting. But you're right, you can see his beautiful body line there in his handstand position, and really very, very efficient on this dismount. Opens his legs just at the right time.
And this is all about just getting through into the next round. No scores are carried over at all. It's just about being in the top 8. So, Poland there. Drobniak with her score of a 12.266. So this then her teammate, Kasper Dancherek, 22 years old. Looks like he's up for the same piece of apparatus as Adam Asil. Oh no, he's floor. He's floor. He's going floor. There we are. Very difficult to tell when you're not in the arena and they just have a close-up of their face.
Well, I'm going to say that's an interesting start. One of the requirements of the new code is that the gymnast must perform a balance, and it's normally later on in the routine. But he's got it out of the way at the start. Oh, good there on the twist. Great spatial awareness. This is his highest scoring piece of apparatus out of the 3. So really hoping to get into the next round of this competition. A little bit soft in the knees there. The bendy swing, often seen on the pommel horse, is one of the requirements as a non-acrobatic element. Plenty of height and flight there, the combination. 2.5 twist, tuck front half. Oh, and that was an interesting double Arabian half out. I think one of the things to point out, one of the biggest changes in the quarter points for the men is there are not 10 skills anymore. It's 8 skills for the routine.
Well, this is a strong start from Poland to add to the 12.266 from Drobniak, his compatriot. They qualified in 16th place for this mixed team final, but they're looking at this stage like it's a great start to try and get into the next round in the top 8.
Well, this was certainly an impressive routine. Great opening with the double front, and then came straight back with a 3.5 twist. He was very pleased with that.
Well, his teammate upped her score from qualification. So this is good. They're enjoying this. We can see Kasper. So he's got P-bars and high bar still to come. Nobody knows what he'll be doing.
Or the back gym. Got to get into that top 8.
Adam Asil.
This will be a low score compared to what he's used to.
12.233. That's the mixed team score then of 24.333. They go into the lead at the moment. Still lots of scores to come in. One piece per round. On to the Swiss team now, and this is Noah Seifert. Annie Wu is his teammate. He's on parallel bars. A bronze medal at last year's European Championships on this piece of apparatus, and he scored a 13.7. This is his second highest score of the 3 pieces, so they've gone for middle ground in this round.
Well, it's a top all-arounder, and traditionally this piece of apparatus is a strong apparatus for the Swiss gymnasts. That's difficult. The uprise into the Diamondov, immediately into that skill there, the Makuts. Really difficult work. He'll travel along the bars. You can see the body shape, high in the skill, the bounce are. He'll come back into the middle again. See the changing body shape to keep the legs straight. Just a little bit slow up into the handstand. The judges will look for a quick execution of that skill. Dismount to go. Whoa, lovely routine.
They'll be pushing Turkey.
That was super work, wasn't it?
Just a little bit of a flicker in the back at the start, but very strong parallel bar work from the Swiss.
So Poland score together 25.366 after Kasper's floor. I hope it's enough for them to get into the top 8.
Well, they've both done their job. They look pretty happy with things.
Finland now. Over to Kermis, 25 years old. 13.4 he scored. Is he going to stay in? Oh!
Well, it was just a bit long in the 2.5. And if both feet are out the floor, it's a 0.3. That's better. Very precise in the double twist. Showing ability at splits. Now the head has got to be a hand's width from the floor. Then the lifter handstand there. Balance. 2 seconds. Good to have a breather before the last tumble. Round to the triple twist, no problem at all. Stands up, beautiful finish, double Arabian half out.
Neat, wasn't it?
Apart from the fall at the beginning, a really well constructed routine, Christine.
Yeah, this will be, I don't know if this is the beginning, but that'll be a big deduction. Like you say, he drifted a bit long in the 2.5 and he landed right out. So it's a fall plus all the deductions for landing 2 feet out. But he really recovered himself well. He's a wonderfully stylish gymnast.
So over to his teammate now. This is Kaija Tanskinen. 13.133 in qualification.
Well, a powerful vault, very nice vault, the Sukahara. So the half turn on, the straight body off with full twist, lovely body shape. Probably a little bit lacking in height off the top of the table, you can see, but super straight body and legs locked together. Ooh, deduction for offline, just 1 foot out.
24.966 sees them in third as it stands. This is the first of 3 subdivisions to try and get through a large quantity of gymnasts here, 16 pairs in this round. And the top 8 will move on. Noah Seifert waiting for his score. It's on P-bars, I think it's a 14.2. I think it's already in. There it is, yeah, 14.2. Gives them a joint score of 27 plus, which puts them into the lead.
Well, he had a 13.7 in qualification, so great improvement.
Yeah, so I've took a bronze medal at the European Championships on P-bars. Great start for him. The Finnish pair, 24.966. It's a very interesting dynamic, this, Chris. And I mean, because really, I mean, how much sort of crossover is there between usually the male and the female squads? Because tactically, this is Annie Wu of Switzerland. Got to be, you know, working together very closely. Let's pick up on that thought after Annie Wu's vault.
Yes, good. Very nice, full twisting straight. Yushchenko, she flipped onto the top. The Swiss are always clean and tidy. Yes, you're saying, Matt. I mean, they don't really train together massively. They train in the same gym. I mean, for the British team, they all train at Lilleshall, not all the time, but prior to a competition like this, they would come together and train at Lilleshall. But they train completely separately. They don't train on the same apparatus, and they do their own conditioning, but they know each other well. They're in the same gym, they'll spend time after training together, and I would guess that would be similar for most countries.
Interesting there with the Wu on the vault. She picked her lowest scoring piece, and Seifert took his middle scoring piece, so it's really tactical.
Well, here comes the gymnast that was warming up on beam. This is Greta Moyer of Hungary, 18 years old. She scored a 12.966 on beam in qualification. Opted to get this piece out the way in the first round.
Which is a good score, and she's done a difficult mount, front somersault mount. It's always a bit nerve-wracking to mount with a difficult element like that. You have to hope you've launched yourself, you're blind on landing, and then we've seen a very good squat spin. But the beam is a difficult piece to open with. Here comes the acrobatic series. Oh, and that's the one that is so difficult to control. You have to put two flighted acrobatic elements together, and she just allowed her hips to be twisting, so whatever she would be normally scoring, that will be 1 mark less. That was a lovely height on the change leg half. She hits a very good split position in her jumps. And strong free cartwheel. But you can't really afford a fall on this apparatus in this type of competition.
Not in the first round.
No. And that's why there's not many gymnasts who've chosen beam in this first round. It's quite nerve-wracking to come into the arena. Lovely dismount, though. That's a shame. I mean, it would have been a high-scoring routine, that, without the fall. You can see her hips are twisted towards the audience there. You can't save that.
Well, I mean, this is fascinating, and no doubt this will start the conversation at home with regards to the tactics, because as Christopher Mezerosh walks up to his first piece of apparatus, he must be incredibly demoralised knowing that his teammate has just fallen. I mean, yeah, what a shame. Mezerosh with a 13.833 in qualification, and European medals to his name too.
Well, he's no stranger to a floor final, and actually just seeing his teammate fall, it'll just give him a bit of an urge. Oh, and that was difficult. Into the double front, just that step forward out the floor, 0.1. Very secure, straight front with the 2 twists. This is nice work over the floor, hovers above the carpet. Such a stylish gymnast. We've seen this gymnast really mature. He needs to fix this.
Probably not the best balance we've seen.
No, well, he'd have to show flexibility as well in that balance to get that back leg up. Great twister. Got fantastic spatial awareness, knowing where he is. Great finish. Will it be enough to get him through to the next round?
Well, I mean, this is a fascinating tactic that they've used his highest score, his highest scoring event, to go against or pair up with his teammate who's just fallen. He may have done enough to get them through into the next round.
He may have done, and it probably was her highest scoring piece as well.
Well, at this stage, it says they're in second, 25.666, but this is the first of 3 subdivisions in this first round.
And actually, the 12-1 for that beam was a good score. It was a good routine, other than the fall, and the judges rewarded it well.
Yeah. Will they get in to the top 8?
I was going to say, Chris, she had a 12.966, so it just shows you the pedigree of that beam work.
So we're moving on to subdivision 2 now. Like I say, there's 3 subdivisions in this first round, and the top 8, when all of the scores are in, will move through to that second round stage. So in subdivision 2, we've got Austria, Norway, Netherlands, Spain, and also France. Great Britain will be going in the 3rd subdivision. Now, this is the first time that we've ever seen it, first time we're commentating on it. What are your thoughts initially, Chris?
I think it's quite a lot of fun. It could become quite a lot of fun. It's, I mean, they'll have to refine the rules a little bit and decide where it fits in to the programme and whatever. But it's great to see a head-to-head type competition. Interestingly, we're now seeing round 2 warm up. And of course, subdivision 2. And the subdivisions were, you know, you're in the last subdivision if you qualified in one of the top 5 spots. Yeah. So Great Britain qualified 2nd, actually, so they'll be in the last subdivision. So you win your place right from the beginning, which is interesting.
Greg?
To be honest, I was very sceptical.
You
but
were.
now,
At breakfast,
yeah.
You should have heard it.
But actually, I really like it. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, this has been designed with spectators in mind. The jeopardy is going to build as the competition progresses up to that bronze medal and that gold medal match. But on we go then with subdivision 2 of the first round. Just a reminder that the top 8 get through into the next round.
Oh, now that will be a very costly. It looks like it was going to be a beautiful full twist, and then she just tried to wrap that extra half in without quite enough height off the table. You need to be right up in the air, or when she knew she was not going to land well, so she opened out to make sure she didn't hurt herself. You know, you've got to wrap that 1.5 in.
Well, interestingly, this is the Austrian pair, and up until a few hours ago they didn't know they were going to be competing because Romania pulled out, so Austria went in as late replacements. It's Zelina Kickinger.
Now with that vault, she got her feet down first, so she'll get a score. If she hadn't got the feet down first, she would have scored a 0 for it.
She scored 13 in qualification. It was a big vault. To Norway now. Keisha Lockett. Sorry. Peter Skruvan.
Well, big opening tumble there. Plenty of height. Really does power down, full twist. Oh, and he did well to stay inside the floor. So if the gymnasts link skills together like the full twist into the double front, not only do they get the difficulty for the skill, but they will get a combination bonus as well. So the bigger the skill in combination, the bigger the bonus. That was well performed, 2.5 twist. Quite a simple straight front somersault with nice amplitude. Really does attack. Double back with the full out.
That's great.
Not bad for a first outing.
Well, he's the Norwegian floor champion, and he's gone all out in round 1 with his highest scoring piece from qualification of the 3. A reminder, the men complete on the floor, the P-bars and the high bar. They can choose which piece they want to do in which round, but they cannot do the same piece twice.
That's a big opening tumble, full twisting double straight, a little bit dished in the second somersault, which will pick up a little bit of a deduction. She did really well to control that final tumble as well.
This is Alexander Bender. P-bars 13.133 in qualification, following his teammate Zelina Kickinger, who had a nightmare on vault. What can he do here? very, very important routine, this, trying to get Austria through to round 2.
Very fluent start. Oh, just over, swung the studs. Front swing the half turn. Gymnasts on this apparatus have to perform skills from above and under the bars in straight arm support. Double pike, very efficient routine. He's happy with that.
Seen some high quality, Chris, haven't we, from the pairs so far? They're really battling it out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they are very much enjoying this new format. The gymnasts, of course, and coaches have known for a bit that this is going to be a possibility. They didn't know exactly how it was going to work out, but there's been lots of talk in the gymnastic community about this new pairs competition, and even the possibility that you would take a couple of specialists on the pieces that are going to be used, because you're only using 3 pieces for men and women.
Well, kick and get scores. 11.8 after she sat that vault down. So that will be paired with Alexander Bender's score, who we've just seen there. Pisha Lockhart next to go for Norway. Peter Skogvang.
And she'll want a good vault here to match her teammates, and she does. Full twisting, Yashchenko, a little bit piked. You want to show as straight a line as possible, and I think we'll see from the replay that she was a little bit offline as well. Nice and straight there. Oh, not bad. No, quite well down the middle.
Should be enough to see Norway through to the next round after the Norwegian floor champion on the men's side, Peter Skogvang, scored well.
Shame that vault, actually, Christine, because it was good on, nice straight, and then piked down towards the landing, which obviously it will be deducted. But she had no reason to. She had plenty of flight and block. Good, powerful, strong vault.
Yes, Norway always renowned for good vaulting.
Yeah, they're up into second. 26.032 for the Norwegians. Hopefully they're through into the next round. It's quite rushed, isn't it? There's not a lot of time for them to say well done to each other, as we see the Austrians there. And then it's like suddenly they'll pair up, get their score, off to the next piece. 24.433 for the Austrians.
Well, I guess the gymnasts, if they think they're going to be in the next round, are dashing straight back out to the warm-up gym to warm up their next piece.
What I quite like about this is, for a spectator point of view and a viewer, we're not waiting around for the scores. It's very quick.
Yeah, it is, yeah, absolutely. Well, this is Casimir Schmidt of Netherlands. The more experienced gymnasts out there on the floor. 29 years old now. Opting for his highest scoring piece first. It's round 1.
Just 2/10 there. That's a good solid handstand. Oh, and he just banged the apparatus there. That's a fall on the apparatus. Can be anything from 5/10 to a mark. It's no stranger to a parallel bar final. Double front. Interesting, these routines seem a lot shorter, but they've gone from 10 moves down to 8. And I think it's a great move for the gymnasts.
Naomi Visser.
Well, he certainly zipped through that routine. Super straight line, good shoulder mobility. I think this might be the bit that he just rescued really well. You could see him hit the bar, but he really covered it well and kept the swing going.
Just a bit short of handstand there, wasn't it, before he went into that move?
The problem is, with a skill like that, once you attempt it, you're committed.
So Naomi Visser, his teammate, next to go. I think she's starting on vault.
And this is not one of her most favourite apparatus, but it's efficient, it's clean, not giving many marks away at all, right down the middle of the vault.
And interestingly paired with Casimir Schmidt's P-bars there, that's going to be a strong score for them in round one.
It is. She holds beautiful body shape straight throughout. It'll probably have a few deductions for not being very long, you see. She just bends her arms a little bit as she hits the top, and that affects how much height she gets off the platform.
Should be enough to see the Dutch gymnasts through.
I would think so.
And all scores are cancelled after this round, and they start again. So they go into third place, 25.766.
So the judges only took a 5/10 for that brush of the apparatus.
Nesta Abad, next gymnast to go. The male of the Spanish team. Plenty of chalk on the hands. Parallel bars is the piece he's opting for in round one, and he scored a 13.033 in qualification, so big scores.
Another gymnast with lots of experience. Lovely control into the handstands. Positive hand placement. Beautiful swing there, the flighted front somersault from upper arm. Oh, and he did well there. I was just about to say this is the best routine we've seen so far. He saved it, didn't he?
Rescued Spain there.
He did. He really had to fight for that landing. Just a bit short. Of course, it's a landing that you can't see, you're blind for. Here we go, into the tuck. Just let go of those legs and kicked it out a bit early, but it, oh.
Save of the day, that was save of the day.
Absolutely.
Albert to his teammate now, Albert Petisco. Spanish vault champion.
Powers down this runway, good round off, clean on the 1.5 twist, very good performance, very little given away, best vault we've seen yet today.
Spain will be safely through.
Well, thanks to the fight on landing, but this was good. 1.5 twist, with each half twist you do, the tariff goes up. And as long as you land on your feet, there'll be little deductions, perhaps a little tiny bit lack of height, but there's certainly no deviation on the vault.
It's interesting, isn't it, psychologically? Where is the most pressure? Is it round one or the medal rounds?
When you go to beam. Regardless what rounds that in.
Yeah, for both gymnasts.
Yeah.
When one of them is on beam.
But we've seen actually a few mistakes on parallel bars for some really experienced gymnasts. The nerves will be in there.
Well, 26.266 for Spain. It's a good outing for Petisco and Abad in round one. Interesting new emotions for all gymnasts to be experiencing out there on the competition floor. The French now on parallel bars. So Anthony Monsart starts their bid on parallel bars. He was the junior all-around champion last year. This is his first senior year. Quite a bit on his shoulders at the moment. He scored a 13.566 in qualification, so great prospects for the 18-year-old.
Just a little hesitation up into the first handstand. That's good straight arms, a lockout. Oh, and again, just that little adjustment. Every time the gymnast moves her hands, It's a 0.1. It's a big routine for a young gymnast. Big dismount to go. Double front with the hop turn. Great routine. It's not perfect, but I'll tell you something, there's a real future in that performance.
I love his style.
Really nice. The French men and women gymnasts were sorely disappointed with their performances in Paris, and this looks like a good new generation coming through.
Yeah.
Many teams will be blooding new young gymnasts, and this was a gritty performance, wasn't it?
And actually for the younger gymnasts, with maybe not the mature strength that develops through your career, this 8 moves is a real bonus, isn't it, than having to do 10? And certainly
Absolutely.
when you've got an armory of moves as well. Yeah, really key. So on to his teammate now, Morgan Osek-Rimmer.
And they're good, the French women on vault. Sukahara with full twist. Not one of the most difficult vaults, but it's clean, it's long and flighty. There won't be very much for the judges to deduct. She's more renowned for floor work, but this is a strong vault. Push off with a full twist.
Get up into the 13s, could she?
Yes,
High 12s,
I would think she would be up into the 13s. Not too much to be deducted there. Good alignment, good form.
I think they're safely through to the next round, I would say.
Well, the experienced Morgan Osek-Rimmer, the gymnast that's 4 years her junior. Both waiting for their scores to come in. What have they done together? What have they managed to achieve? Can they get themselves into the top 8 and through to the next round? After that, it's the medal round, so it's a long old afternoon for the gymnasts. Full of tension, expectation, hope, and of course pressure on behalf of your teammate and your country.
So the gymnasts competed in the first 2 days of competition to achieve for their team, but also to qualify for all the other competitions. So they qualified for this team competition, but they also qualified for the all-arounds. Here we go.
26.4 they score together. 13.3 for P-Bars, 13.1. She did get up into the 13s for vault. Morgan Osek-Rimmer, Anthony Monsar. Surely done enough to get into the top 8.
So the warm-up for the final subdivision.
Yep, we're getting through the gymnasts here, and as you can see, Great Britain are competing in this subdivision. Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans. They're competing alongside Belgium, Israel, Sweden, Germany and Italy. So who will do what piece? What will happen at the end of this subdivision? We will know who the top 8 are that progress into the next round, and then the final rounds where the medals are awarded. So this was designed as really as a spectator sport.
Yeah, and so far I think it's working really well. I think the aim is for in the Olympics in 28 that there'll be 2 competitors for each team, 2 men, 2 women. But as a trial, I think it's going really well. I think the competition feels like it's quite quick, not too long, because the gymnasts want to get in and out. I also think that the removing of 2 skills for the men's programme down to 8 will really benefit the gymnasts. It'll keep the older gymnasts in the sport. That's what they were talking about, but actually probably a bit more longevity for the younger kids. Yeah, I think it's a really good move The FIG, or the Men's Technical Committee, really.
I mean, at the moment, the top 3 gymnasts for qualification enter into this mixed team final. It'll be interesting to see if that is tweaked going forward, and then whether or not they can decide who they want to put up to compete, because tiredness is obviously has to be taken into account as well. But anyway, on we go. Belgium start off this subdivision.
And by far the most popular vault, the full twisting straight Jushenko, nicely done. Not quite such a precise landing. The single step back will be a little deduction, but a good clean vault.
Yada van Stenkis, 21 years old. She scored a 13.033 for vault in qualification.
Yep, lovely straight arms on the top of the platform. Feet one either side of that white line. Really very clean vaulting there. I'm sure she'll manage to get into the 13s again with that.
So to the Germans. Karina Schoenmeier is 19 years old. She's starting on floor, and this is a piece that you can see her in the floor final on. She scored a 13.2.
Germany taking the silver in the team competition. Super high full twisting double tuck back. One and a half into the full twisting front. Build your difficulty linking those elements. Excellent leap. Spins and leaps have to be included, but good musical interpretation here. Really got the crowd behind her here. We've had 2 good tumbles. Excellent double tucks finish. Well, that was a very confident performance there. You can see why Germany were able to push into the silver medal position.
Yeah, Germany have high hopes in this mixed team competition. They have a young team as well. I mean, her teammate, Timo Edder, he's just 19 years old. I think it's the youngest team out there, actually, combined. But across we go to parallel bars and to Israel. This is Yuri Zeidel. This was his highest scoring piece of the 3 from qualification. He scored a 13.066. So he's chalked up and ready to go. Yuri Zeidel of Israel, 23 years old.
Just had to use the bent arms there. So pick up a deduction. And having to just alter his body shape into the handstand. Generally see this new generation of gymnasts after an Olympic Games. A great experience for some of these young gymnasts. Oh, what a shame. I was just about to say again, that has the makings of a good routine. I don't know what happened on the dismount. It's like his
He sort of collapsed,
legs
didn't he?
just buckled.
think he twisted at slightly the wrong moment.
Was he still rotating? Perhaps?
Yeah, I think so.
Jada van Stenkist scores a 12.966.
Not quite that 13.
I thought that was a bit harsh. I preferred that to the vault before.
Karina Schoenmeier still waiting for her score. It's in now. It's a 12.833.
So down a little bit on her qualification score. Floor is a very difficult piece to score well.
The gymnast that's opting to get this piece out of the way in round one is Great Britain's Ruby Evans. She scored a 13.266. That's the Welsh champion on floor, 18 years old.
Beautiful opening performance. We need the great tumble to match. Here we come. Double straight, well held. Ruby, of course, a member of the GB team at the Olympic Games. This is a new routine. Super straight front into double twisting front. Bonus marks for that. Strong leaps. And another beautifully landed forward combination. Super choreography here. Good focus on the spin. Come on, Ruby, one last big tumble. Here we go, double tuck, sky high, perfect landing. What a fabulous, charismatic routine. Well done, Ruby.
It's a great start for Great Britain. Well done, Ruby Evans. It's over to Jake Jarman now for the second half of round one.
I think this opening tumble, Christine, has really improved. Plenty of height and flight, great extension in the double layout. That's a big tumble.
She did ever so well to contain all of that power.
Really beautiful performer. She really draws you into the routine, doesn't she? Makes you live it with her.
That should help Great Britain.
Lihi Raz of Israel now. Bon vault. Oh, fantastic.
And good, strong vault.
A world finalist, a European finalist. And that's exactly why.
The flip on that we call the Yushenko after the first gymnast who ever performed it. Punches into the air, up she goes. Lovely and high, able to add that full twist in.
Now remember, her teammate Yuri Zeidel fell on the dismount and parallel bars, so she needs every 10th here to try and get them through into the next round. 24.633. It's not going to be enough.
No, 10th already. You've got to be in the top 8 to make the cut.
What a shame. Strong vaulting, but just couldn't pull it back.
At least they're still talking to one another.
Yeah.
Might be different when they're on the bus on the way back to the hotel.
Well, Ruby Evans looks on. Jake Jarman chalking up. Have the judges been kind? Was 10th so vital. Ruby has made the floor final and the all-round final as well. Some more gymnastics to come from her at these championships.
interesting about this format is once you've done your 8, it doesn't matter what you've scored, does it? Because apparently it goes back to 0 for the next round.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's
So,
all scores are wiped, so
yeah.
you score again, and you
So
go
you
again.
just need to get through.
That's it. So when do you play the cards, and when do you decide what piece to do? Because all the gymnasts on the floor are none the wiser. It's not common knowledge of who's doing what when.
No, you had to put your choices in as to what you were starting on, not knowing what other teams were going to use.
And it's not advertised in the arena, so nobody
knows.
Everybody's like, it's the ultimate game of tactics. Well, Ruby Evans scores a very strong 13.366.
And when you think the gymnasts have been struggling to get into the 13s on vault, that bodes well for Ruby.
Yes, it absolutely does, and hopefully should relieve the pressure slightly on Jake Jarman. He'll be up shortly, but Manila Esposito of Italy first to go for the Italians in their pairing. For a great piece for her. European champion last year.
And top qualifier here goes into the all-around as the favourite. Beautifully supple gymnast. Look at that triple spin, done with ease. Now she has to show the power as well. Oh, that was a great double straight. And the full twist in the leap. That's an important series. The 2 spins linked. She's very supple, able to show great range of movement. Look at the split in that leap position. Two and a half twist, straight front, just a little step out. So we've seen back and forward tumbling already. Very high on the double pike. Another very, very classy performance there. She really is. She's part of the Italian team that made history by winning a team medal at the Olympics in Paris.
Oh, and she's just so smooth, isn't she, with the way she executes her gymnastics. It's so dynamic, and you just feel safe watching her. I mean, she's doing incredibly difficult moves here, but they're never in doubt, are they, Chris?
Absolutely not, Matt, at all. I mean, the thing is with this Italian team, they really have gelled. They've been together for quite a while now, and they just ooze confidence, don't they? Sometimes gymnasts go onto the floor and you think, are they going to get through the routine? But you watch the Italian women and it's almost like a given that they're going to get through, but it's how good is it going to be? And that was a fine example of some really beautiful, well choreographed floor work. It's on to a teammate now.
Yeah, well, they did qualify as highest pair for this mixed team final. This is Lorenzo Min Casali. He's the first gymnast we've seen on high bar, 13.233 put in qualification.
Interesting, he's just been lifted up by the Olympic champion, Casino. Oh, he's a little bit late there coming out of that squat dislocate. Gymnasts have got to get close to handstand. Changing body shape. Good high release, straight Katchev into a straddle Katchev. Winds up into the dismount, double twisting, double straight. Well, I can safely say Italy will be through to the next round.
Safe, and went for the risky apparatus in round one, get it out of the way. It's game on for them now. The Italians will have floor P-bars on the men's side and beam and vault on the women's side. 26.766 in third at the moment. Belgium on floor now. This is Takumi Onishima. He's 25 years old. Scored a very high 13.8 in qualification, so this will be a big routine. Yeah, brace yourselves for a few floor fireworks here. Onishima of Belgium.
Oh, and bit of a deep landing on the double pike front somersault. That was better. Vendi Singh. Got a very light frame, this gymnast, which is great for twisting elements. Sometimes just lacks a bit of the big, powerful tumbles. Showing his skill there. Going for the Y balance, just to mix it up a bit. Some chance just to catch his breath. Lovely high double pike back somersault. Solid routine. Will it be enough to keep Belgium? Put him in the next round. When did he qualify, Matt? Oh, 14, so it's 14. A big ask.
Yeah.
He's very stylish, though, isn't he?
This is a good thing about this format is, you know, countries like Belgium, which won't stand a chance in a team event, you put a mixed team together, it could be the way forward for some of these nations.
Absolutely. Well, Great Britain's Jake Jarman follows Ruby Evans' floor. Good piece this for Jake Jarman. 13.7 he scored in qualification, and he is the British parallel bar champion.
Excellent start. Look at that, he's such a dynamic gymnast. Norman said he's been a bit twitchy because he's so powerful. The skill is being able to control all that fast twitch. Lovely transfer there, the Bavsar skill. Back into the middle. The Tipel smooth into the handstand. Fix the back. Come on. Dismount to go.
Great.
Oh, great. That? Gotta be in the next round.
100%.
Put the pressure on the rest. Well done, GB.
High scores from GB, no doubt. And across we go to Germany. So Karina Schoenmeier has already been this. Timo Eder, also 19 years old. Silver at the Junior Worlds on floor.
Well, that's why. No mistake in that full twist, immediate double front. Double twisting, double back. There's a lot of pressure on the home nation to win medals here. Really does work the floor well. Down onto the mat, the non-acrobatic part of the routine. Good amplitude, looking for straight legs, pointed toes. Crowd really getting behind him.
Brilliant.
Did well to stay inside the floor. 2.5 twists, straight front. Balance and a final tumble. Gets this on his feet. We'll put Germany in the next round. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Well done. I think he just stayed in as well.
He did.
What a performer.
I mean, this would be unbelievable for Germany to get a medal in the mixed team final in the very country where it's debuting for the first time ever. I mean, on the world stage.
Well, the crowd are certainly with them, and actually it's a good sized crowd, very responsive, really living the competition with them. I mean, as an experiment for being what a crowd wants, it's certainly winning, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and they're just, I don't know, edging the judges towards those extra tenths.
Well, I'm sold.
Yeah, me too.
I wasn't at breakfast, but I am now.
Well, Timo, he's got a P-bar final as well, so that's one of the pieces left for him. And some strong bids still to come from Germany in this mixed team final, but you've just got to have your eye on the next round. That's all it's about. You don't build scores, you just add them together, and then it goes back to 0 for the next round. 3 pieces each.
Quite a different feeling for the gymnasts, because they are used to carrying it on to the next piece.
Yeah. Jake Jarman scores a 13.633 alongside Ruby's 13.366. That's a 26.999 for Great Britain. Go into second, but just top 8, that's all you need.
26.032 is 8th at the minute by the Norwegian pair, should I say. Will they hang on?
Well, what have Belgium done here? They're in 7th at the moment with scores still to come in. 26.066. It's the top 8 that go through.
And no doubt the crowd can see in the arena the big scoreboard, and they can see how people are edging each other out.
26.266 for Germany. 6 for them as it stands. Just a reminder, we're not in the arena, so we're not sure if all of the scores have come in yet.
I don't think we're sure what's going on in the arena.
Sweden now. William Hill.
Well, a bit of a tentative start. A little bit short there. He's rushed. Needs to bring it under control. Very short routine. Leg buckled on that dismount. I think he's going to struggle as the pair into to the next round.
He has an unbelievable teammate in Jennifer Williams,
Who we haven't seen yet.
No.
And she's going
phenomenal.
on beam. Is she going on beam?
Let's find out.
Oh, and she negotiated that very well. Managed to keep her footing on that difficult round off straight back mount. Free cartwheel into layout somersault, one of the most difficult combinations you see. Oh, but a little wobble there. She needs to get all those moves linked to get the big start value. But that's nice. Well completed the triple spin. Very good tempo, this routine. Sometimes the gymnast can be a bit slow and ponderous, but this has got lots of good tempo and good height on elements. Just the slightest pause, just a few wobbles. Here's the sideways part of the routine. So she's fought and fought really well. Here comes the dismount. Round off, lip tie, double pike. Good landing on that. It was a routine that had lots of wobbles and lots of grit and determination, but lots of skill and expression as well.
Big difficulty there, Christine.
Yep.
Really impressive. Like you said, Matt.
Oh, she's phenomenal.
She's a great performer.
Well, she's the highest qualifier on beam, and what a score that is.
So a little bit lower, that score, than the one she qualified with, but still a very good performance.
We'll certainly be seeing more of that gymnast for sure, but not today.
So there is confirmation of round one. These are the top 8 moving through to the next round. Switzerland, Great Britain, Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Belgium and Norway.
Literally a mark between the first team and the 8th team. I mean, it really does bring the gymnastics close together.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's all scrapped and you're starting from zero. Yeah, great.
So no Sweden then, so Jennifer Williams doesn't get to go through to the next round. That's a shock.
So none of that top 8 could have afforded a fall anywhere.
No.
And still got through. They had to work clean.
And this is where it gets very interesting, because really nobody has a clue what they're doing now. How do you react to that? I mean, the sadness, the sorrow that the gymnasts just leave the arena.
Yeah.
Interesting as well, the 2 gymnasts that opted for the beam, their team hasn't qualified.
Yeah.
We were saying, get the beam out the way.
No,
but actually now
yeah.
we're going, and I think the coaches and gymnasts will look at this and go, next time we do it, we're going to do it slightly different.
Well, it's learning for everybody, isn't it? I mean, the questions at the jury's out. Have they chosen the right pieces for it all? You know what I mean? Would you put a men's vault in there, or I mean, what do you think, Chris? What 6 would you have gone for?
Well, I think there is a bit of practicality about it. They want to have all those apparatus being able to be worked at in the same arena. So, you know, the bars, they take the same settings as the high bar, so the girls' asymmetric bars. So they probably want to. You've got to be practical about it. But there could be some differences. I mean, for Jake now, he negotiated P-bars without too much problem, and now he's got his 2 favourite pieces, floor and vault.
Yeah,
I mean, it's quite
doing vault, high bar.
Oh, high bar, yes. So I was good, yes.
So interestingly, what's going to happen now is those 8 teams that have got through, they go again with their second piece of apparatus out of the 3. And the top 4 move through into the next round, and then that's where the medals are won and lost. So there's another knockout round to go. That's this one, round 2. So just as a reminder, we have Belgium, France, Germany, Great Britain are in there, Italy, Norway, Spain and Switzerland. So we have the highest qualifiers, the second highest qualifiers that were Great Britain, they're through. The third highest qualifiers, France, are through. The 4th highest qualifiers didn't make it. Germany are through. They were the 5th highest qualifiers. Spain are through, the 6th highest qualifiers. Switzerland are through, the 7th highest qualifiers. And Norway have made it through. They were the 12th highest qualifiers. So all of the gymnasts, we understand, are going to be competing in this round. Or is there a subdivision again? I think there is. Yeah, there's another subdivision.
Yeah,
we're feeling our way. We're feeling our way through this.
I suspect they'll do 4 and then a second 4. That's what I would guess.
Well, I think...
Right, so we have Norway, Belgium, Germany and Spain in this first sub-rotation, and then Great Britain will go in the second sub-rotation alongside Italy, France and Switzerland. So, Timo Edder and Karina Schönmeier of Germany First pair to compete here. The youngest pair in this competition. At vault is where Karina is going. She was in the European vault final last year, and she's made the vault final again this year. She's ready. 13.966 was the score in qualification.
Oh,
it's warm.
It's warm up. Which is just as well, because we've had somebody off a high power as well. Yeah. I was going to say, she's surely not opting just for a straight.
She's... We're still warming up, everyone.
Yes.
We're still warming
so
up.
So that first 4 teams are warming up now.
Yeah.
They'll just get the equivalent, really, of their 30-second warm-up, I think, 30-second touch on the apparatus.
Just a reminder, we are in Salford competing on a competition that's happening in Germany, so we're watching the same telly as you are.
And now the gymnasts who...
Yeah, so Spain have opted to go for beam in round 2.
Yes, that's right, yes. I think Great Britain are opting for vault, the women, in round 2.
Yeah.
And Jake for floor. So really, keep your fingers crossed. As long as they keep their heads, they should be able to, well, they're their best pieces, really. It's a bit of a strange one for gymnasts. I mean, you definitely usually walk into an arena knowing exactly what you're doing for the next couple of hours. Mm-hmm. Now you've got the elation of performing and then the elation of making the next piece, and bang, there it is. It's a bit of a different deal, I think.
So over to beam we go. This is Norway's Keisha Lockett. She's 17 years old. She's the Norwegian beam champion. And it's quite a difficult routine here. She just needs to try and remain calm and get through to the next round. So no scores have been carried over from round 1. All starts from 0.
Very nice round off backflip mount. Sets herself up for the acrobatic series. 1 layout, 2nd layout. Wow, she's not holding back there. Beautifully performed. And a strong side somersault. Beautiful extension. And split in the leaps. Not quite such a good split on those last 2, but the first one was good. And that's where the judges take marks off from the execution score. That starts at 10, and every time you do a jump and don't hit splits or do a move and have a wobble, they take tenths off that perfect 10. But this is good, clean work. Free cartwheel. You have to do backward elements as well as forward or sideways. Oh, and the straight full twisting gainer. That was a good, strong, solid performance there for Norway.
Yeah, incredible on beam when the pressure was on. Aiming for the bronze medal match at the very least.
Certainly. And this is a difficult dismount. You have to project yourself forward, and she does it beautifully, dead in line with the end of the beam.
Well, her partner is going to be competing on a high bar next, and he is the Norwegian champion. This is Peter Skogvang, 22 years old, hoping to get into the medal match after this piece of apparatus. Oh no! Oh, what a shame!
Just going to say, a lot of gymnasts really need to aim for that handstand, and he did, but he came out a little bit too early. Look there, aim for the handstand, and it lost a little bit of form in the legs, and I think that pulled him down the other way. So that's a full mark.
But I see exactly the tactics they were going for. A strong score on beam, and then somebody with great potential as the Norwegian high bar champion to get into a medal match, and it just didn't go their way.
Big skill there as well. Kachev with the full turn, and again in the straight position. Such a shame, because this routine's got bags of difficulty and bags of potential. Oh, and a triple back to finish. What a shame.
Do you know, if they'd have gone in as the top two, they'd have been in the silver medal position at worst.
Yeah, what a shame, because it was on a sort of relatively secure type of move that he made that mistake, and then he had all the high risk, which he really negotiated well. That was one of the most secure looking triple backs I've seen, I think.
Oh, it was all there for them. What a shame for the Norwegians. They will be out. Belgium next to go, and Jade van Steenkist. 21 years old, she's going for floor. She was in the European floor final back in 2019.
Well, regional dance work. Super high, 2.5 twist. Good forward combination. Works out of the spin. Very well measured on the leaps. Big, big double tuck. Well, what a lovely floor routine. She mirrored the music beautifully, told a story throughout. These gymnasts really have worked hard on the dance work and the expressive work on these floor routines.
Well, lots of marks again from the expressiveness as much as the tumbling. Real emphasis on that.
The teammate's going to be on high bar next. He scored a 13. It's going to be tense in this one, I'm telling you. This round's going to be all the way down to the wire.
Well, after this, obviously you're down into the
medal match.
You're into the medals. So if you end up first and second in this, you're guaranteed a medal.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. But if you're third and fourth, oh, you're not.
What a shame. That's the card that the Norwegians played there, because they were going all out for the top two. Because it's just the scores of this round that count. None are carried over from before. I mean, they literally went all or nothing. 24.666. They're into first, but there's no other pairs have come in yet. So
that was a good beam score, 13.133. Yeah.
Across to Belgium on high bar now. Takumi Onishima, he scored 13 on high bar in qualification. He was brilliant on floor. This for access into the next round.
No coach required. Able to jump up to the high bar. Into the forward long swing. Oh, and it was a little bit flat on the half turn. Changes the body shape. Straddle Katchev into the Ginga somersault. Oh, he's having to work. He's got through. The Stalder, which is an in-bar skill. The gymnasts have to have skills that are in the bars, flighted elements, big dismount, full twisting, double straight. Not without errors. I think they'll struggle to go further in this competition, but what an experience for the pair from Belgium.
Well, they'll convene together to get their scores. I think that's what's happening. I think they're not giving the scores of the first gymnast until the second gymnast has competed, so they receive their scores at the same time.
Well, it certainly lifts the competitive nature of the competition when you do that.
Yeah.
And the tension, drama, everything.
So Karina Schoenmeier, listen to the roar of the home crowd. Can Germany get into the medal matches? We'll find out after two performances.
Well, she's a good, strong vaulter. Lifts up high, adds in the two twists. Very good, the most difficult vault we've seen today. Tariff of 5.
Lands to a huge roar, understandably.
So she should easily be in the 13s. There we are, there's the two twists. Good, strong work. Legs beautifully together. Now, the very best of these vaults can squeeze into the 14s. The maximum you can give it is 15 if it's perfect.
Well, if they are in the top 2, then we'll go into the gold and silver medal winning match. Here is her teammate, Timo Eder. He's in the P-bar final. This is their tactic. High scores in round 2 gets you into the gold and silver medal match. What a story that would be for Germany here. There's a lot riding on this young man, just 19 years old. 13.8 in qualification. This could be huge.
Good solid start. Positive hand placements, that's good. That's the tricky part of the routine. Another nation, it's a strong tradition on this piece of apparatus, and it's going well so far. That's a routine! Gotta get into the next round with that.
Well, what round will it be in? Will it be the silver and gold, or will it be the bronze and fourth? Wow, honestly, this is so exciting, this middle round.
This is the round that counts, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the round you've got to have your strongest performance in.
Yeah, because in the medal matches, certainly the gold and silver, even if you fall off, you're guaranteed the silver.
This is beautiful work. He's got a lovely straight line.
Just a reminder, there is another subdivision in this round before we'll find out. But what a dismount, Chris.
I was going to say, that was the dismount that counted.
This is, I'm loving the camaraderie. So they scored 24.766 together. As it stands at the moment, they're in the lead, but the other scores are yet to be announced. To Spain now, and Albert Batisco. She's in the floor final, but this is B, so 13.266. Oh no, stay well held,
Very well held. It'll be a fair deduction, probably a 0.5 deduction, but very important to nail that mount. Very clean on the two leaps. they'll be linked and get bonuses. This is such a popular spin. The double spin, just a tiny little bend of the knee at the start of it. The gymnasts have to do work low to the beam. They have to keep this tempo speedy. Here comes the all-important acrobatic series. 2 flips and a layout. Just a little bit of loss of balance, but she covers it well. Oh, wow, this is a fighting routine, but all these wobbles will have counted up. And a bit of a tentative split jump with half turn. Two more jumps just to be sure that you've got the link. Takes her time to just make sure she makes a big round off, up into the double pike dismount, a little bit low on landing. Well, what a great fight. You'd have this gymnast on your team any day.
You would, 100%, and no doubt Nesta Abad is absolutely delighted with what she put out there. I mean, she rescued it a couple of times.
That was fabulous, really, because fight of the competition.
Yeah.
From 1 foot, but there's absolutely no way she was falling off there, was there? Tactically, have they made the right decision?
Well, Nesta Abad will be on floor, so they opted for that sort of middle ground of,
to try and save something for the final. If you get into the medal playoffs, I mean, it's just...
I'm now in the camp of put your strongest routine second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it gets you into the medal matches, doesn't it?
Well, having now seen how it plays out.
Can Germany go ahead of Belgium? 24.766 is the highest score so far. They can, it's 27.866. They go ahead of Belgium and Norway. Still with another sub-rotation to go, subdivision.
Those are 2 quite big scores. The other teams will have to work well.
Yeah, that's the pair's score to beat. But this lad is pretty handy on floor, Nesta Abad. He's following his teammate, Albert Batisco, who we just saw on beam there. So his score will be added to her score. And they'll be hoping for a high 27.
Well, you certainly want to get into the playoffs for the gold and silver. He's like a rocket on this piece of apparatus. Good combination of .1. Oh, and did he stay in there? I'm not sure. Hope he's cut his toenails. Solid 2.5 twist. Very stylish gymnast. No stranger to a floor final. Fabulous flare work. It's the fix for the required 2 seconds. It's going well. Shrug of the shoulders. Got to harness the power. Full twisting double back.
Big work.
Oh, is it going to be good enough? I don't think so.
Well, Germany have that score, 27.866. They'll find out soon enough. This is the 4th team in this first subdivision of 8. There'll be another 4 teams to go very shortly, including that of Great Britain. They'll be competing with France, Italy and Switzerland. And it's only the top 4 that go through into the medal matches.
That was 2. Yeah. That was, he was out twice, I think. I think the toes were out on that second tumble as well.
That German score is going to be tough to beat.
Yes, it is.
For any country.
Yeah. Yeah, because they both maximised their performance, didn't they?
Yeah, 13.933 and 13.933. They scored the same age, same score. What a pair.
That would be superb for Germany, though, wouldn't
honestly,
it?
I mean, talk about making history.
Yeah.
Not only debuting the competition, but actually getting a medal in it as well. And, you know, Germany been quiet, haven't they, over the
very
recent
quiet.
years?
Yeah.
Both men and women have been very quiet. They've been rebuilding.
In time for this European Championships, and we're in an interesting time, the start of the Olympic cycle. But 25.033 is not enough to go ahead of Germany. It says that they're in second at the moment, but just a reminder, there's another 4 teams to go before the top 4 are picked. So it'll be an uncomfortable wait for Spain. Quite an exciting wait for Germany. Belgium will be wondering what on earth's going on. And Norway have a score of 24.666. So with Norway on 24.666, Belgium on 24.766, Spain on 25.033. They're quite huddled together there, but then Germany are way out ahead of those teams with a 27.866. Yeah, we're all learning, no doubt. This format will be tweaked as we head closer to LA 28. But there's confirmation of those scores. Germany leading this second round with 27.866. Spain are second, Belgium third, and Norway fourth.
There's a lot of tactics in this competition,
Yeah.
isn't there? As you're
Yeah.
thinking about, and the coaches and gymnasts will be learning from this experience to go, you know, should we do it a different way? I mean, 2 good pieces for Great Britain, but actually this is the round you want to be in first and second place after this round.
Well, Great Britain have gone for floor with Jake, and Ruby's going to be doing vault. On the French team, high bar and beam, and then Italy have gone for floor on the men's side and vault on the women's side, and Switzerland have gone for floor with both of their gymnasts. And this round is key because this gives you access to either the bronze medal match or the gold medal match, depending on how high your score is in these 2 pieces of apparatus as a pair. So we're not seeing a warm-up, I don't think.
I think they've had their warm-up, haven't they?
I think we're going straight into it. So this is Morgane Osek Rümmer, and she is in the beam final. So I think they've been listening to our commentary. They know how key this piece is, this round is. So the French going for beam and high bar. Morgane starts things off for the French pair.
Lovely split leap, mount into the change leg half. Difficult combination to start with. The round off straight back somersault, really well performed, gets lots of bonus marks, and this gymnast is beautifully up on her toes as well. Free walkover, takes a little pause afterwards. She doesn't join the 2 leaps to the free walkover. That means her difficulty score won't be quite as high as maybe. But there's lots of pressure out there. She wants to just get through without major deductions. Floats that side, Summy, beautifully performed. Gymnasts have to include a passage of sideways dance. There's quite a lot of requirements to perform good dance. And of course the full spin is still one of the required elements, at least a full spin. Strong free cartwheel It a little bit lacks some of the fluency that we've seen from some gymnasts, but it's been strong and secure. Here comes the dismount, round off double pike. She's such a great tumbler. Well, she'll be mightily happy to have that over. Very tense performance there.
Well, just a reminder, the score to beat is 27.866, currently held by Germany. Germany qualified 5th for this mixed team final, and France, they qualified in 3rd. Have they done enough?
Actually, if you think second spot at the minute, it's 25.033. So anything above the 25, because you don't need to be in first place, that's the next round.
Well, here comes Morgan's teammate. This is Anthony Monsar, just 18 years old. He's qualified 3rd for the high bar final. Junior European champion on this piece of apparatus as well. They're going all out in this round. They're not holding back, and he won't either. Can he hang on? That's the question. Just mentally going through that routine. It'll be over in a blink of the eye, and he'll be up in the rafters. What can the French do? Can they get into a medal match?
That's a good position. A full turn from the squat dislocate. Winds up now, there'll be a big release. Oh, lovely control. Full twist in the Kovacs, changing the body shape, drifts above the bar in the straight Katchev and the straddle Katchev. Lots of variety in this routine. The inverted grip.
Come on, son.
Can he land on a medal? Double twisting, double straight. Fabulous routine. He's certainly going to cut the pressure on.
It really is. And now we see it. The release. I mean, that was a risky routine.
It was. He went for broke, but he looked very secure. He looked very confident.
It's executed beautifully, and the pressure built towards the end of the routine. 27.866 is currently the highest score. 25.033 is the second highest score. 24.766 is the third highest score. It's the top 4 after all of these 8 teams have competed that go through into the medal matches. A tense wait for France as we move to the end of the vault runway with the Italians, the highest qualifiers. This Manila Esposito, she's the European all-around champion from last year.
And she didn't have a happy time in qualification on the vault, but that was much better. 1.5 twist, good, solid, strong vault.
As smooth as her floor routine.
We have sometimes seen her do a double twist, but she opted for one less twist, one less half twist, so that she could perform it really well, and she certainly did that. Little bit of leg separation as she came onto the table. The judges will deduct a little bit for that, but very clean landing. She has got the ability to make it look easy.
Okay, the French scores are close to being announced, where they're going to be in the mix. 27.1, they've gone into second. They're pushing the German team, but the German team are currently in the lead. As we go to the corner of the floor with the Italians and Carsali, he is the highest qualifier for floor. And that will go alongside the vault that we've just seen from Esposito. So these two scores being added together to try and get them into a medal match. Lorenzo Min Casali.
Second gymnast we've seen start with the balance, but really has matured in this Italian team. Double twisting, double straight.
Huge.
big opening tumble. Double twist, double front, big difficulty, stylish. Easily round in the 2.5 twist. This routine is packed with difficulty. Needs to fix for the 2 seconds. Very explosive. 3.5 into a straight front. Floats through the air. It makes this routine look so easy, and there's some really big tumbles. Full twist in, double back.
That was a delight, wasn't it? You can see why it was the highest qualifier for the floor final.
Nothing looked to struggle. I was so impressed with that opening double front off the end of the combination. 2 twists, 2 somersaults.
Great Britain and Switzerland yet to go as a pair. I think they're going to be in a medal match, don't you? But which one will it be? Will it be the bronze and 4th, or the gold and silver? Germany currently leading this round as we go to Ruby Evans at the end of the vault runway for Great Britain. 13.833 she scored in qualification.
Well, she needs one of her best vaults now. Here we see blocks up, double twist. Great vault from Ruby.
Oh, that was fantastic. And Jake Jarman will be on floor for Great Britain to be paired with that score. But an Olympic bronze medal did Jake on floor, so this could be a very strong round for Great Britain, and what a vault.
Another excellent performance, wasn't it? I mean, she's just got, I think, more stylish since the Olympics.
Agreed.
And a lot of confidence. I mean, the fact that you've represented your country in Olympic Games, and then taking that forward back home into your training, and then coming to a European Championships, she's not been fazed at all by this competition. Brilliant gymnastics.
Oh, the Italians behind the Germans, 27.466. I mean, that was a huge score from Germany.
So if Great Britain want to push their way into the gold playoff,
Got to go ahead of Italy.
Yeah.
27.466 is the score as a pair that Great Britain need to beat. Floor awaits for Jake Jarman, Olympic medalist on this, European medalist on this piece as well. Come on, Jake, starting again with the balance.
Watch this for tumbling. He skips into this. Not the most difficult opener we've seen. He can do a 3.5 twist. 2.5 into a double front. Just that step out of the floor. 3.5. Spins like a top. Oh, look at that! Triple twisting double back in the tuck position. He's a very slight gymnast, and it's so impressive the power he can generate. Easily round. Just keeping a little eye on the clock. Watch this, stands up. Double twisting, double back to finish. Most gymnasts open with a skill like that. He finishes with a skill like that. Well, is it going to be enough for GB?
Well, Caselli scored a 14 on floor, and Esposito scored a 13.466 on vault. They need to beat those scores to go into the gold and silver medal match and be guaranteed at least a silver. Or will they have entry into the bronze medal match?
well, they've certainly risen to the challenge. You could hear the teammates shouting them on. That's the one error, really, just 0.1 with the foot out. It was a really good, clean routine from Jake.
It's going to be very, very close, this. Ruby Evans scored a 13.833 in qualification, and Jake scored a 14.033 in qualification. So if they match that, then they will be in the gold and silver medal match. If they match, yeah. Well, I mean, this is where not knowing the scores is really exciting, isn't it? Because we're all hanging, waiting, wondering. Come on, Great Britain.
Well, I don't find it's enjoyable as a competition if you've got an outright as somebody who's way in front. This feels like any of these pairs could be in the mix.
Yeah, Switzerland's still yet to go, but they were 7th highest qualifiers. Great Britain are in the lead!
Whoa!
28.366. They're guaranteed being in the gold and silver medal match. Ruby Evans, yes! Well done.
You know what she's thinking? I've got it a pin now.
Absolutely huge from Jake Jarman. He scores a 14.4, puts in the highest score of the competition, and what a time to do it.
Wow.
And he's not even made the floor final.
No.
I mean, that's the depth of floor work in Great Britain on the men's side.
Well, on we go. We've got to calm down because Switzerland are going to throw their bid in now. Annie Wu is going to be the first of the floor workers, both of them from Switzerland working on floor. So she'll go first, then Noah Seifert will follow her. But Germany look like they could. They're definitely in a medal match, but which one will it be? Switzerland can upset the apple cart here for the home crowd. So, Annie Wu on floor.
Smoothly into this first tumble. Double tuck. Stylish work, but we haven't seen big difficulty yet. Just a little lack of balance at the end of the spin. But that was a super tumble. Twisting combination. An elegant floor routine, good extension through legs, feet. Oh, what a shame. That double pike at the end just caught her out.
Oh, what a shame indeed.
It had looked so strong and confident all the way through. They kept the big tumble for the end, and she just hadn't quite got enough left.
It looks as if Germany and Great Britain are both going to be guaranteed a silver medal here. At the least, the very least, because they, after that fall from Annie Wu, will mean that Great Britain and Germany will be in that gold and silver medal match, and it looks as if Italy and France will be in the bronze medal match. But there's still one gymnast left to go, Noah Seifert, and who knows what he can pull out the back.
The spin was just a little bit unsteady at the end. You can see she didn't quite keep in control at the finish, but it was a charming routine. Just didn't quite get enough height to be able to go round twice in the pike position, and that will be a heavy deduction. That will be one whole mark off.
Well, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how tactics play out in the medal matches, which we will get to very, very shortly. But not before Noah Seifert of Switzerland wraps up this round. He qualified for a European floor final 2 years ago. He qualified with a high 13, but he's going to have to go some here.
And quite difficult when you've already seen your partner not do well. He's got to lift himself.
So, the 26-year-old Swiss gymnast wraps up this round on floor, and what a round it has been. To get into the medal match, he needs to score, together with his teammate, 27.1, and after that fall from Amy Wu, it's going to be difficult.
Well, it's a big ask, and that certainly won't help. Just kicked out a little bit too soon. One full mark off. A little bit better on that double pike front somersault, but a deep landing. That's better. He said it's really difficult to raise yourself, knowing that even if you put in a brilliant routine, it's a little bit pointless. Well, we've seen the balance element in various places throughout the routine, start, middle, towards the end. That's better. 2.5 twist. Nice and high, punchy in the straight front somersault. Oh, and he buckled a bit there on the double pike back. Not a way to finish for the Swiss.
No, but no doubt proud to be in this first ever mixed team final. They progressed all the way through the competition up to their final routine, and it didn't work out for them, but they've enjoyed it. Like we say, great team spirit there.
So always difficult to perform your best when you've seen your teammate who you're going to have to, who you're competing with, make a mistake. And he just didn't quite have the height on that double front to get himself cleanly round for the landing. So that brings us to the end of the second round. And it's a brutal cut-off, isn't it, Matt?
You wave goodbye to the bottom four, and just the top four progress. And yeah, I mean, absolutely incredible gymnastics. It seems like the major tactic is to throw your best gymnasts with your best apparatus into that second round. What a shame, but Noah Seifert. I am thoroughly enjoying this mixed team final. Love it. What a format. Why has it not been done before is the question. 23.333 for Switzerland. They finished down in 8th. And we'll have confirmation of who's in the medal matches very, very shortly. But I can tell you that Great Britain and Germany are in the gold and silver medal match together. So both of them guaranteed a medal. And Italy and France will be in the bronze medal match. So there is confirmation. Leading this round, Great Britain in first, Germany second, Italy third, and France are in fourth. So those are the only teams that will progress into the final rounds. The first round we're going to see is the bronze medal match. So that will be against Italy and France. And then the second round we'll see will be Great Britain and Germany competing for the gold medal, the first ever mixed team final championship. And we know that Great Britain are going to be doing beam and high bar, and we know that Germany will be doing beam and high bar too. So it'll be routine for routine in that gold medal match. And then France are going to be doing floor and floor, both their gymnasts, and then Italy will be doing beam and parallel bars.
Interesting that the top two have picked the same format.
Yeah.
I don't know your thoughts, guys, but I would like to see the top four battle the medals, not a 2 and a 2, because it's a bit almost like a given. And actually, you know, the pressure is now if they fall off the beam, they've got a medal regardless.
Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, it's nice to see somebody in fourth that could push up and win. So I think if I was to change anything,
You just have one round at the end.
I'd have
and
one
it's-
round at the end.
and it's a medal.
And the jeopardy
Yeah.
is, if you fall, you're out the medals, you're fourth, and then the others are in the medals. But I guess, you know, it's a trial format.
Of course it is, and you've got to start something like this, haven't you, in order to evolve it. So, and I think the general feeling is, you know, as spectators, we've really enjoyed this.
It's been
and
great.
I love the dynamic of both men's and women's gymnasts working together. It's a joy to watch. But here we go with the first medal match, and this is France and Italy.
So I wonder if the guys warm up now again. Probably warm up, a quick warm up.
I think they'll have their normal one-touch warm-up, you know, when you've marched in, their 30-second warm-up. That's what I would expect.
So it's just one routine on the men's side and one routine on the women's side. Their scores are combined. The highest scores get the medals. It's that simple. I'm fascinated by the psychology of this because, you know, they're coming out to battle, aren't they? You can't rely on a piece you did earlier, hoping that that's going to help you. No, you can't. You've got to go out there, and it's all on these routines. And they go, well, it'll be interesting to see actually what format they do, whether or not they're going to do a French gymnast and an Italian gymnast, or if both of the French are going to go, then both of the Italians are going to go. One thing's for sure, they'll come out for a little warm-up first. So the French team will both be warming up on floor together, and then
That's interesting to have the men and the women on floor together, actually, isn't it?
yeah, you can see Esposito in the back for Italy warming up on beam, and
Well, actually, this format now, the warm-up will be significantly different because you're coming out, you've got to warm up, you've got to rest, and then stick your hand up and compete, where if there's a few other people in, you've a bit more time.
Yeah.
You know, and as a gymnast, what you do is you think about where you're going to work in your lineup as a team or in an individual competition. And if you're first up, you tend to have a very slight warm-up and prepare yourself for going first. So for some of these gymnasts, they will have never done that before in a competition environment like the European Championships. I do think that I think the biggest battle is for the bronze medal, because someone's going to end up without a medal.
Yeah. But I mean, the French are brilliant on floor, they really are. And I mean, the jeopardy of doing both beam and P-bars. I mean, I think the Italians are going to go back and they're going to question whether or not they did the right pieces in the right rounds here.
Maybe, but I mean, Esposito is able to score much, much higher on beam than anyone can on floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
But maybe she should have done that in the last round, and if she'd have done
into the gold medal,
should have gone into the
gold.
I mean, we can debate
That's
this
what I mean.
all
Yeah,
day.
this is why it's so interesting.
Or she could have gone on being fallen off and been out of the medal rounds altogether.
Because they were pretty high scoring in that last round. If they'd literally just swapped their rounds,
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
They would have been, you know, up against Great Britain. But hey, listen, the world will be watching with interest, and they'll all have their tacticians scribbling down scores. So Morgan Osek-Huima will be starting this round. She made the European floor final last year, 2 years before that as well. She scored a 12.766 in qualification. She basically has to try and score more than Casalion P-bars, and then it's going to be Esposito's beam up against Monzar's floor.
Well, this would be her favourite piece. I think if there was a piece to be battling out for a medal, she would have chosen the floor.
Morgan Osek.
Such an important tumble, this one. Double twisting, double tuck, 1 foot just out, I think, but big, huge tumble. Double straight, that was really well performed. This is tumbling of the highest quality. Full twisting front, but she went very slow there and had to water that routine down. Recovers well with a good, powerful jump. Spins so well, that double pike, little scurry back. Well, quite a different style. 3 great tumbles, but on the 4th one, she did full twisting front, walk out, and she was at a dead stop, and she had to just do a straight back rather than a double. I imagine she would normally double back.
She
covered it well.
Yeah, she just gifted the Italians a bronze medal. It doesn't matter how high the score is, the combined score is in this particular round. All that can be won here is a bronze medal. So even if the Italians score way, way above what Great Britain score in the gold and silver medal match, it doesn't matter because they're only playing here for the bronze medal.
Yeah, you'd be absolutely kicking yourself, wouldn't you, knowing that?
I mean, potentially that is what's going to happen with the Italians.
Yeah.
She did really well, actually, to get anything out of that, didn't she, Chris? To do a straight back. She probably does double twist or something there, so a difficulty will be down.
There'll be a deduction for not walking smoothly out of the forward element as well. But she really covered it well. She showed her experience.
Well, if you look at this round with scores with Italy, Italy have the edge without mistakes like that. So
we're going straight to her teammate now to get their combined score as quickly as possible. Anthony Monzar, who's been fantastic in this mixed team competition, his first year of senior competition. Thoroughly enjoyed watching him and really looking forward to this floor routine too. He scored a 4.8 on difficulty. Interesting. Morgan scored a 5.2 on difficulty in qualification, but that routine from her is definitely down on that difficulty score. We believe that their coaches can go over to the judging panel to see the difficulty score there, and any penalties that were given. They're not enlightened to the execution score, but there can only be a certain amount of time before you can put in an inquiry. Yeah. So that's why. So no doubt her coaches are over there having a look at the difficulty score.
I think it was pretty straightforward, that routine. There wasn't too many things contentious. Certainly with the walkout, there was a combination or a skill. sometimes if the gymnasts repeat the skills, then that causes an issue.
On we go then with the second routine of the French pairing. Anthony Monza. So with an eye on the bronze medal in this bronze medal match. Final chance for France. Monza composed and ready.
A lot of pressure on this routine. Big opening, 3.5 twist. No problem on the double front somersault. Efficient double twist there, down to the floor. A little bit soft in the knees. Shows his ability in splits. I don't know if it's the strapping on his ankles, but doesn't have great toe extension. Great 2.5 straight front somersault. Going for that combination tumble. Full twisting double back chest right down.
It wasn't quite as fluent as some of his other pieces. It was good. He carried on fighting. He didn't make any major mistakes, but it didn't have quite the spark that his other apparatus has.
And you can see the look on Morgan's face. She knows it was always going to be a tough ask to try and push the Italians.
Well, certainly because the Italians qualified in top. So if you're in a battle for a bronze medal and you're going against the favourites,
but it's interesting.
It's a big ask, that, isn't it?
Even that, though, Craig, when you think about it, the qualification, right, that doesn't take into account what piece you're doing when.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the three scores altogether added up, but that doesn't really represent what two scores work best together in what round. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just... Unless it's the excitement, I didn't see a balance in that routine.
He started.
Did he start with a balance?
Yeah. Oh, he certainly did a balance. No, he did do a balance.
Because he choked and then ran into the first tumble.
He did. Maybe it was at the end of the first tumble run, but he did do a balance.
I was going to say, I didn't think I saw one, but he obviously wouldn't make that mistake.
It's a good shout to start at the beginning with the balance, isn't it? Because you don't ruin your flow.
Yeah, because normally when you've done your tumbles and you're full of energy, it was something that I really struggled with. I could not stay still on one foot. I tried an arabesque, Y balance. I remember at the European Championships I started wobbling and the crowd started laughing and I couldn't stop wobbling. It was an absolute one-pointer.
I wasn't that.
And then I got it in my mind that I couldn't do a balance.
25.699 is the score for the Italians to beat for the bronze medal. All the French can do now is sit and watch and hope. And my word, there's great skill about to be put on show here in this arena on beam. But the pressure is on for Manila Esposito of Italy. This is the first bid for a bronze medal.
Here we go. Flip mount into two layouts. A little bit of a loss of balance, but she covered it oh so well. Beautiful height on those jumps. The three elements linked very smoothly. So supple in the free walkover, immediate into the split jump. So she's already got 3 lots of bonus marks for these big combinations. Just smooth with the free cartwheel. Beautiful amplitude. And here comes the spin. 1, 2, 3. Wow. We've seen a couple of those, but she finishes with a flourish very easily. section low to the floor. She's really fluent. She never stops moving. She's one of the really excellent beam workers that we've ever seen. So just needs a strong, secure dismount. Come on, big round off push, double pike, she makes it just a tiny bit offline. Wow. But that was great beam work under huge pressure.
Yeah, huge, but you know, she took the gold at last year's European Championships on that piece of apparatus. She got a third at the Olympics on that piece of apparatus. But the frustrating thing is for the Italians, no matter how big this score is together, they can't get any more than the bronze medal.
No, I do think they will look and think they made a bit of a tactical error.
Yeah, definitely. But again, such confidence on the apparatus. And what I liked about this routine, Christine, it was very fluid. It just kept going. Even when she went down for the triple spin, she just kept the choreography going. Look at that, the blind landing, showing great flexibility, no hesitation at all.
She's got such natural flexibility.
Yeah, look at the extension there in the leg, the toe point. Great work. And this is such a difficult skill to control.
You just try standing in that squat position.
I know.
Wow.
I need Matt to get me back up. Only fault really was a little bit off to one side, wasn't it, on the double pike? Did well actually to stay on the mat. But it'll score well, no doubt. Takes the pressure off Caselli.
Well, he's over on P-bars next. But, I mean, she's on song for these Euros, isn't she? More medals to come from her.
Well, she's qualified top. Led the Italian team to win the women's team championships.
So Lorenzo Min Caselli for the bronze medal now.
Good enough. Lovely parallel bar work. We've been treated to some beautiful gymnastics by this Italian pair, haven't we?
Assured, I mean, pair of them, absolute class act. And the score they have to beat is 25.699 to win that bronze medal. But it doesn't matter how high the score is, they can only win the bronze medal because this is the bronze medal match. The gold medal match is still to come with Great Britain and Germany. But that was just beautiful, it really was. And they missed out on the gold medal match by just 0.4 in the last round. Germany with an absolute storming performance.
He's looking a very much improved gymnast to me as well.
Yeah.
I think both of those gymnasts are.
So many images that are coming from this mixed team final, things we've never seen before on the gymnastics stage. Wonderful celebration, great camaraderie. Who's going to be the winner of the bronze medal in the first ever mixed team? Surely it's going to be Italy. It'll be a big score. Could it be in the 27s? 25.699 is France's score. Pressure's on the judges. The heartbeat is egging them on. Crowd are impatient. But what a bronze medal match we've seen here. .966 for Italy. They get the bronze medal. It was a long wait, but surely there was no doubt. I mean, fine execution from both Esposito and Casali of Italy, beating Morgan Osek and Anthony Monsart into fourth. So that's it, the first ever bronze medal won in the mixed team final. The crowd loved it, and no doubt they will all be on the edge of their seats for the next round, which is the gold medal match between Great Britain and Germany. It's going to be tough for Great Britain to go up against this home crowd.
Yeah, it certainly is. They'll be... here we go.
Here we go indeed. Great Britain performing on beam and high bar, and Germany on beam and high bar. And as far as qualification is concerned, there was .033 in it.
So the question would be, would you want to go first on beam and get it out the way, or go second? I mean, high bar is equally as hairy as beam.
They're both hairy pieces, aren't they?
Who stays on wins the gold.
Well, I suppose the good thing about this is, regardless of what happens, you've got a silver medal.
Yeah, you go all out, don't you?
Well, it's so tight. Ruby had a 12-1 on beam, Chris.
Yeah.
In qualification, you think she could improve a little bit on that? Is she about there?
I mean, that's all you need is a little bit, because it's not even .1, it's .033 in qualification, the difference in these pieces.
And the German had a 12. I mean, there's a tenth between them. But then they took it on high bar.
I mean, you know, this is huge for Germany, isn't it? I mean, you've just got to put it out there. This is the first ever mixed team final. It's debuting in their country. There's a home crowd going. You've got your gymnasts in the final, and there's just .033 between them and Great Britain.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's what competition is all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. It's a great song to play right now. Well, interestingly, Germany look like they're going to go first.
Yeah.
Well, yes, probably because they...
the lower ranking team. That's how it went in the last round.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
But it does put the pressure on the people going last. But
well, would you rather know if they've fallen? Anyway, listen.
I don't know.
Fantastic that we're sitting here.
Debating which medal they're going to get.
Well, it's a definite medal. It's going to be the second medal that Great Britain have won in these championships, with the men crowned European team champions yesterday. But for now, the future is in the hands of this young man, just 19 years old, Timo Eder for Germany. 13.133 he scored in qualification, 0.1 more than Jake Jarman on high bar. This is a huge routine. This will be the routine of his young life.
Well, if he can match his parallel bar routine on style. Oh, that's lovely, half turn. Winds up, here's the big release coming. Full twisting catch, he went for it. Just a little bit loose on the legs and the catch. Change the shape, Kovac. He is going for it, Matt. Lovely straight catch, Ev, over the top of the bar. 3 release and catch. squat dislocate right into the handstand.
He's through.
He's just a little bit short on a couple of the handstands. Lovely one-arm work. It's a dismount for a medal. What's it going to be? Double twisting, double back. Just a little step. Big routine. But there were a few little errors.
Absolute respect to that young lad, though. He didn't hold back. He was going all out.
No, it was going for broke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got that mentality.
Well, I mean, he's laid down the gauntlet and he's piled on the pressure for his teammates. Oh, my word. Karina Schoenmeier trying to remain composed for her beam routine that's to come. I mean, trying to maintain your focus in this cauldron. Good lad. Look at that. I think he's really stylish. I mean, what a debut year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Year to come out and be part of the mixed team final. And that wasn't by choice. He literally qualified there with those 3 scores from qualification.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's earned himself a place and he's definitely earned himself a medal, be it gold or silver. So over to his teammate, 19-year-old Karina Schoenmeier. 12 she scored in qualification on beam. Ruby Evans scored 12.1 in qualification on beam. Going down to tenths.
Oh, very brave, big front somersault mount and then cleanly through the 2 jumps. Swiftly into this acrobatic series. Oh, and she had a fight there, but she held it on. Great flip layout. 1 leap. Just a little pause before the 2nd leap. Everyone holding their breath. Here the spin. Just a 1.5, not so difficult.
Well done though, she's getting through it.
Yes, strong on the free cartwheel. She's holding her nerves, certainly. And, and
yes!
the side
Well
tummy, well held. Lovely arm movements. Here comes the dismount. The full twisting gainer. Off the end, there were a few errors, but she fought very, very hard.
What a rescue! What a rescue! And Timo Edda, her teammate, no, she did everything she could to try and get them that gold medal.
Got to be the grittiest performance of the competition. Wasn't it, hey? The pressure out there in front of the home crowd.
Well, one thing's for sure.
Unbelievable.
These 2 young gymnasts, both 19 years old, have piled the pressure on Great Britain. Gutsy performance from both of them.
Very, very gutsy. Look, you can't see the beam. Your feet have to land and you just have to hope you've launched them in the right position.
I mean, that was a fantastic routine under pressure. Is that a golden performance? We'll find out soon enough. I mean, could Germany here win the first ever mixed team title in front of a home crowd? What a story that would be. They qualified down in 5th. Well, here they are in the gold medal match. Worst case scenario is a silver medal. Yes, says Timo Edda.
Well, they've certainly put the pressure on the British pair. All to do.
Well, how proud their country must be of them. That was a fight. And all they can do now is wait and wonder and hope. Well deserved to be in the gold medal match. on spirit alone. 25.566 is the score for Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans to beat. 25.566.
Well, I think you'd definitely say they both have to be at their best, both Jake
absolutely.
and Ruby.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah.
They've actually beaten their qualification score there, have Germany. So, Great Britain now going for gold in this gold medal match. Jake Jarman needs every single 10th here on high bar.
That's nice. Good position into the handstand. It's a piece of apparatus he's been working on. That's fingertips on the straight catch, Ev. And again, straddle. Good straight arms. Not the most difficult routine for Jake, but very, very stylish. He whips around the high bar. It's the dismount to go.
He needs to nail this.
Winds up, kicks in, double twisting, double back. And he does! He's got every 10th possible there.
That was a huge routine from Jake Jarman from Great Britain. Timo Edder knows exactly what it feels like to be up there, and he applauds.
Wow, that felt, for me, one of the best high bar routines I've seen Jake do.
Yeah, and I think that what the lasting impression you leave with the judges, he caught everything at full stretch. He
Yep.
had great position in the handstands. He'll lack a little bit on difficulty. However, he'd make up on execution.
But this is interesting as well, because Jake, they're using the chords, using the moves that suit his body type and his style of gymnastics.
I've seen him working new skills and releasing catches, and obviously not ready just yet, but that would just take him up another notch.
Jake already has a gold at these championships, leading the team in the men's team final. Were victorious yesterday.
I won't like to be Ruby Evans right now.
Well, Ruby.
Beck Tweddle's at the far end, shaking her head, thinking, I bet you're glad you retired. Yeah.
Well, Ruby's made a senior debut not long ago. Well, she's going to have to put all of the experience that she's had on the international stage into this routine. Beam, there couldn't be a more pressured piece. They went all out in previous rounds to get into this gold medal match, and now Ruby Evans, she has to deliver. Guaranteed a silver, but can Great Britain win gold in the first ever mixed team final? Let's find out.
Well, that was a lovely mount. The jump back to hold. She's an elegant gymnast. This is rather important, this spin. 1, 2. Well done, Ruby. Double spin. Good extension through the ankles. Good rhythm as she works. Lovely split in both those leaps. Now this is so important. It's always difficult. Flip, lay out, very smooth. Well done, Ruby. Second double spin. She's piling on the difficulty. Very nicely performed. I have to say, her execution, her toe point is quite improved. Good, strong on the free walkover.
She's still on.
Yes, she held it well.
Come on, Ruby.
Here we go, round off, double twist. Well, that was a really good routine from Ruby. Not so difficult as some, but she's clean and beautiful gymnastics.
This is going right down to the wire. It's going to be tense in it. Both teams have played it tactically perfect. They've arrived in the gold medal match, and this is going to be so, so close. A tactical masterclass and absolute perfection with their gymnastics.
Well, I think both those teams deserve to win.
Yeah.
Nobody's dropped a mistake, so I'd be happy whatever the outcome.
Yeah.
I mean, what a story it would be for Germany to clinch this. But my word, they've been pushed. This is phenomenal. What a final. And we didn't know what it was going to play out like. We didn't know how it would feel, but we have loved this mixed team final.
I do think Ruby had a few less wobbles. And again, you pointed out, Christine, she's so beautiful to watch, and she's got great execution, toe point. Yeah,
Wow.
it is. I couldn't call it.
You can't call it. 25.566 is the score that Great Britain have to beat.
She's a gymnast that you continually want to watch. Well done. That'll be at least a 0.5 deduction. That might be the bit.
However, you know,
Yeah.
Schoenmeier had wobbles too.
Yes.
She had wobbles too, so I think it was wobble for wobble.
Yeah, well, I think,
Looking at it like that.
I think there was less wobbles for Ruby.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
we'll see.
What a mixed team final we have seen. Which way is the gold gonna go? Is it going to be Jake and Ruby, or is it going to be Karina and Timo? It's been a joy to witness.
Well, if Germany win, the roof will come off the arena,
It would
won't
be an
it?
unbelievable story if Germany win this. Phenomenal for Great Britain. The start of something big. They've been part of history here. It's Germany who take the gold. Great Britain finish with the silver medal. But what a story for Germany. This mixed team final is debuting here at these European Championships, and in front of a home crowd, Karina Schoenmeier and Timo Eder are victorious. They're just 19 years old. Great camaraderie, phenomenal gymnastics, and they take the title ahead of Great Britain. Just a 10th in it. Just a 10th.
But what a great competition, and like move for move, gymnast for gymnast.
Yeah.
You couldn't have written it better, really.
Well, that was just brilliant. What a few hours of gymnastics we have witnessed. The way we've talked about tactics and what will evolve as this, you know, this competition progresses towards LA 28. It's a trial event, this, but I tell you what's gone down an absolute storm.
It has.
You know what? If you look at third and fourth have scored higher than first and second
Well, there you go.
on the last round. So it's all about tactics.
It's all about tactics.
Isn't it?
And actually, when you say that the fourth, you know, if they were all in that round, those tactics wouldn't come into play.
No, because you'd do it
actually,
differently.
You would. So I think actually, if you want it, you know, if you want it to be a great spectator sport and you want to have a bit of a gamble with your actual routines, you keep it like that.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. It's a good format. It's climaxed.
From a gymnastic spectator's perspective, I think that is a great competition, because we've been so excited and we've been so engaged with it, from routine to routine, from round to round. It's difficult to call. There's so many stats and so many things that can happen because we don't know. You can't prep for it. You just got to go with the flow, and I love that about it.
Yeah, well, we have been riveted to it, weren't we? We're very sceptical at the start. We've chatted about it, but it's turned out to be a fabulous competition.
Yeah.
I think I stick by, I want the last four going together deep down, because, you know, you want the best gymnast to win. You know, that's what the sport's all about.
Yeah, of course.
But what a result for Germany.
Well, what a result. Yeah, actually the team with the highest score finished with the bronze medal, but that's the mixed team final. And actually, if you're going to have a mixture of different types of competitions, from the all-around to the team to the individual apparatus finals, do you chuck this one in the mix? My thought is yes, you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And what great time for Great Britain as well.
Great.
Real lift for everybody.
And what a story this is, though, for Germany, for Karina Schoenmeier and Timo Eder. The gold medalists, look, I mean, it's a difficult one for the Italians to take, because they did have the highest score and they lead with a bronze medal. But Great Britain, Ruby Evans and Jake Jarman take a silver medal in the first ever mixed team final.
it'd be interesting to see the gymnasts in the all-around competition tomorrow, how they're going to get back from this and be fit and do four pieces tomorrow.
Yeah, and Ruby's in that all-round final.
And then apparatus final. So Ruby, Esposito, Jake's not in the all-around. So yeah, that's the other thing that we'll have to take into consideration and see how they get on. Silver medal.
Well done, Ruby. She went all out for difficulty, didn't she? She pushed it.
Yeah.
She really went for it.
She performed beautifully today, Ruby.
Yeah,
really beautifully.
She's risen, hasn't she, on the international stage? You know, she was quite quiet and unassuming when she first came in, and now what a character she is on the international stage.
Yeah, she's certainly the experienced person in that team and has led them here.
Yeah, there's some party in Leipzig now. The German Steiners will be out.
Good job we're in Salford, Matt, otherwise we'd be with them.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Jake Jarman, what a high bar routine from Jake.
Well, he matched the German guy.
Yeah.
And we said it was the best routine we've seen him, one of his best scores, you know. And you can only ask for the performers to perform at the best. That could not have been a better head-to-head. They didn't win through default.
No.
You know, they went up against the best and won. Fortune
favours the brave, and they hung on for Beam in the last round, and yeah, oh, that was tremendous. So we'll have the medals very shortly, and then another good few days of gymnastics for you. The women's all-around, then the men's all-around tomorrow evening, and then we'll have the individual apparatus finals over Friday and Saturday, and we'll be there with it all for you across the BBC, whether that's on BBC Two or iPlayer, but we'll keep you posted as we go. Beth and I will be with you on BBC Two from 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for the women's all-around, where we'll see Ruby Evans competing again. But this moment is all about receiving her silver medal alongside Great Britain's Jake Jarman. First, no doubt, we will have the bronze. Actually, no, they'll do gold, silver and bronze in one go, won't they, of course?
I would expect so.
Well, Jake was up in the top spot yesterday alongside his compatriots. But here come the medalists.
Auf dem dritten Platz und Gewinnerinnen und Gewinner der Bronzemedaille. In third place, winners of the bronze medal. Representing Italy, Lorenzo Min Casali and Manila Esposito.
So Lorenzo Min Casali and Manila Esposito of Italy step up to receive the bronze medal. Interestingly, with a higher score in that final round than the gold medalists, but that's the tactics of this mixed team final.
Representing Great Britain, Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans.
Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans step up to receive the silver medal in the first ever mixed team final, and it went down to a 10th in the end. But the German team were victorious in front of the home crowd, and listen to this full reception.
Goldmedaillen, Europameisterin und Europameister 2025. In first place, winners of the gold medal and European champions 2025. Representing Germany, Timo Eder und Karina Schönmeier.
What a reception, and what a way to win. Karina Schönmeier and Timo Eder, just 19 years old.
They
take the first ever mixed team gold medal in international competition.
Meret Kavanagh, European Gymnastics Women's Technical Committee member. Und Tina
Well, I feel
Gerrits,
quite
European
privileged to have
Gymnastics head
commentated
of
on that. It was a real joy, Chris.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And something we were quite unsure about at first, but it really worked well. It was actually the coverage was very good of it as well, and the way they worked the gymnasts together.
Yeah, yeah. Craig?
Yeah, loved it. Sold. I want to change the ending a little bit.
Do you? What do you?
Yeah,
I don't. You don't like that bronze
I
medal?
don't like the bronze medal head off. I'd like to see 4 teams going for the medals because it had another element of jeopardy. That's my opinion. It'd be interesting to know what the viewers think.
Everybody thinks, yeah.
You know, the audience.
But you are taking out tactics when you do that.
Yeah, but you need tactics to get to that as well. I think the competition moved really quick, and I think it'd be good to watch in a stadium as well. You know, you're not hanging around for a lot of the scores. It was quite quick.
Well, we have thoroughly enjoyed watching that, and at the end of our commentary bench, Beth Tweddle was enjoying it too. And Beth, I just wanted to get your first reactions on this mixed team final. It's the first time we've ever seen it. You witnessed it round for round alongside us. What are your honest thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. I think for the first kind of out there opportunity to see it, I think there is improvements can be made, whether that is having all 4. I think I'm with Craig, going all 4 against each other at the end.
Yep.
And also for a mixed team, I don't know whether I want to see 2 girls and 2 boys and then maybe mix it up a bit more.
Yep.
But no, I think it created a real atmosphere, a real show, and the fact that the men and the women are collaborating, I think it's definitely an event that's going to grow within the sport.
Would you have enjoyed competing in that?
I think it would have been fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I would have qualified as the individual to get there with the fact that it has beam. So I'm interested to understand how they chose the apparatus.
Yes.
Obviously with the women, it's without the bars, and then with the men, you lose kind of the pommel, the rings, and the bolt. So it's interesting to understand, will that evolve or will they keep it just as the apparatus they've got?
And just going back to your point there about qualification, that's interesting, isn't it? Because actually, do you allow a country to choose which gymnasts they go into? Because obviously you've got fatigue to take into account as well, because a lot of these programs are really intense, aren't they, for the best gymnasts that qualify for multiple finals. So to have another one as well is a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, for something like the Olympic Games as well. Which it is going to be part of the LA Games, I think. If you use an example of a Simone Biles from if we'd had it in previous Olympics, she would have been doing qualification all 4 apparatus. She would have then been going into team final doing all 4 apparatus. She would have then been doing this with all 3 apparatus.
Yeah.
She would have then been expected to go and do it all around, and then 3 to 4 apparatus finals. So I over the course of maybe 7 days, that's very intense program.
And also it's quite interesting in where in the program you would put it as well, because it feels so celebratory and so wonderful. You know, often it's nice to see the team final when everybody's done their thing and they're doing it for a different reason. This is a completely different vibe, really.
I think
it
has. I think it is more of a celebration showcase of the sport. whether it would move towards the end of the programme. But again, I think it's just you're never going to get something right straight away. I think things do evolve. So I think it'll remain though. I think people have enjoyed it, whether it'll be there every single tournament or obviously with Europeans we don't always have a team event, so it'll be interesting to see how it fits in long term within gymnastics, but it's definitely something that I'm in favour of.
And look at these images that we're seeing here. I mean, pure joy between the men's side and the women's side, and you know that feels new. That does feel fresh. It feels quite groundbreaking.
Yeah, I mean,
really.
the bond and the camaraderie between the women's teams and the men's teams is definitely there, but behind the scenes, rather than, I guess, in the forefront of people's screens.
Yeah, well, we can hear what it feels like to be part of that mixed team final now, as Betty Glover is down on the floor with Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans, who've just took the silver medal. Betty.
Congratulations, guys. You have won the first ever mixed team silver medal. Jake, did you enjoy it out there?
Yeah, I thought it was great fun. I didn't think I'd enjoy it, only because I had no clue what to expect. But I'm happy to have been able to compete today, and I'm super grateful to be walking away with a medal.
It's very good. Ruby, let's come to you. How did you find it out there? I know you really pushed that difficulty up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Just the same as what Jake said. Like, we didn't know what we were literally doing out there. Like, everything was changing. We were like, oh my God, when are we? But I think we pulled together and did really good.
And Jake, what was going through your mind when you were watching Ruby's beam routine at the very end there? It must have been quite nervy.
I was just sat there saying in my head, like, stay on, stay on, stay on. And she had a bit of a wobble, but she managed. She did her absolute best to just manage to stay on the beam, get through the routine clean. And you know, for it to be that close. From coming first, I think she did an incredible job today. Doing a routine at the end, last up, that's a lot of pressure to handle, and she did a great job.
So incredibly tight, Ruby. Do you think it's so technical, isn't it? And it's so tactical as well. Do you guys think you got your tactics right?
Yeah, I think we really did. We did our best pieces second, which I think was the right thing to do. But that wasn't our plan at first, but we changed it last night.
You're happy with that, aren't you? Because I spoke to you before, and that is exactly what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I knew from the start that if I did P-bar first, I could get a good solid score. And then in my head, it was just do anything I could to just make sure that I'm in that gold medal battle rather than being in that bronze medal battle. So doing floor second was just the best option for me because it's my best piece.
It was an all right event, wasn't it? Next time?
Yeah, it was all right.
Perfect. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Betty. Out there in Leipzig in Germany. What a thing to witness in the arena, and what a fine performance from Jake Jarman and Ruby Evans, taking the silver medal. But we will be back tomorrow with coverage of the women's all-around, where you will see Ruby Evans again competing. I'll be alongside Beth Tweddle in the studio. That's at 1 o'clock on BBC Two. But from myself, from Christine Still, Craig Heap, and the brief appearance from Beth Tweddle at the end there, thank you very much indeed. We hope that you've enjoyed the very first mixed team final. It's the first final that we've covered, but there's a lot more to come over the next few days. Bye for now.